All right, Shalom, giving all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh. Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Kodash. Double honors to the men of great millstone who teach and rule well, taught me this truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect, pushing this truth in the four corners of the earth in all sincerity. This is your brother Kona coming at you with a quick hit lesson on, well, it's not really a lesson, but it's just more so an observation on the chip. The mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip, according to Revelation 13 and 16, which we'll get a little bit later. But I was looking into it because something, the Spirit had hit me, whether or not, just how much this chip can control you. And, it's really neither here nor there, because if you receive it, you're going to be destroyed anyway. But, we speak about the chip being presented to us and resisting that time of temptation. But there's things out in the world that are already chipped. There's people already chipped. There's pets that are already chipped. And I'm just wondering what exactly, if you get that chip. And I had already presented this question to the elder apostle Tahar, and he answered me. But he didn't really quite, go delve into it. So I started doing a little, due diligence as far as that was concerned. And I was curious as to whether or not animals have been chipped to the degree that that you can basically remote control them, because that's my my personal belief that this is what these elite, which are the wicked of the scriptures, the so-called white man. He's not white, he's red, because his blood shows forth through his skin. But just because I felt it through the Spirit, like I could just picture a little elite, the son of an elite banker, just sitting around playing on his whatever video game, on his 4K screen and just remote controlling somebody in the real world, like little Tommy and little Eric are remote controlling Javon and Sam that are locked up in the jail, and they're having a cockfight on them by, virtually, to the death. And it's like, oh wow, you knocked his block off. You choked him out to death. Whoa, just laugh. So, anyways, it's just something that I was just curious about. So I just kind of just went off into the Spirit and just kind of just started doing these little mini searches about just the control of the chip. And what I had done was I went into basically I found an article or YouTube about how they can remote control a cockroach with they don't call it a chip, but it's basically a chip. It's an oversized chip that they place on the back of a cockroach, and they call it it's a backpack, because yeah. So they place it on the back of this cockroach, and it basically uses fear to control the cockroach. The cockroach feels like it's in danger. It's attached to one antenna and to the other antenna, and so it moves. It feels like, oh, there's an obstacle there, so it moves opposite of that obstacle, and then it's the backpack chip gives the cockroach a perception that, oh, there's an obstacle to the right, so then it moves to the left, and so that's how you can move this cockroach. Basically in basic terms. And so I was like, wow, yeah, you can't, and I think you can actually buy that. People can actually buy that, commercially. So, so I'm like, damn, if you can buy that commercially, they got a chip that can really do way more stuff than that, man. You got the military, you got these underground secret, services or whatnot that are secret companies that are trying to work the control of this chip, man. Who knows? It's probably already out there, man. The infrastructure of that is probably already being set up. You got fiber optics in the ground. You got these televisions that are getting super smart. Everything's getting super smart. All the infrastructure of this chip is already being laid down. 5G network. So I just thought it was really interesting, and I'll show you it. Right now, I'm just doing the audio for this, but I'm gonna put it up. And so, watching that clip, it was, it was really, kind of amazing, man. So anyway, I want to get the scripture, you know, Revelation, book of Revelation, chapter 13 and 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And we'll go ahead and give me a second. 13, 16. And that word mark is the Hebrew or the Greek word charagma, which is a stamp, an imprinted mark of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist, and the mark branded upon horses, thing carved, sculpture, graven work, and we're really kind of dealing in this case as a graven work. It's something that's inserted in you, etched in you. You get the Strong's definition, scratch or etching. So yeah, I thought that was I thought it was really interesting to see the capacity that these and it just looked like just a little bootleg little thing that hell, like some Georgia Tech student put together and did. Who who's to say what these real deal laboratories are doing with these chips, man? Also, I had made a mention, I think on one of the Apostles' pages about, I was wondering if these birds were chipped up, because I had never heard, and I really pay attention to things like that. I've never heard birds or mockingbirds chirp the way they had chirped this past season. Going into spring. It was ridiculous, man. It was like in the middle of the night, dark 30, man. Like like 2 o'clock at night, 2 o'clock in the morning, man. When birds are supposed to be straight slap asleep, man. Mockingbird just going crazy. And they got all these, they got like, I don't know how many damn calls they got, but they'll sit there and they'll run. You can listen to a mockingbird and that they won't repeat one call. You can't hear one call that they've repeated. But yeah, that it just blew my mind, because it was like day after day after day, these mockingbirds just kept, especially around my area, they would just And you could hear it in brothers' lessons. I would pull up a brother's lessons, Mockingbird be in the background. I'm like, damn, that could be Mockingbird. I think it was actually on the Apostle page. But yeah, I was like, are these Mockingbirds chipped up? So now I did a search on that too. Come to find out, you could chip up anything, man. Frogs, turtles, birds. You know, who's to say how many of these animals out here got chips? You know, and what they're doing with them via this 5G and what they've already done. Rats. You know, come on. So anyway, I give all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash, Lord, willing this was edifying. Shalom.